Okay, there we go. Dun da da da. Boom, boom.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The VSC edition, if I could ever find my bow to...
That's why I don't try to untie it. I just, you know, that'd be more civilized, but who's got time for that, right? The VSC, the virtual shopping channel.
It's Some Wednesday. Have referred to as the most dangerous show that we do.
It's Wednesday. We're going to show you yummies. Yay.
She got new yummies to go along with the old yummies. So...
Yeah, and she's not happy yummy.
I got to find a place to put it.
Yeah. Well,
and
so
I still haven't convinced her to go higher.
You see, what happened was,
Before we do that, we should probably introduce ourselves. I'm sorry.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Go ahead.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion at Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in rainy downtown Brevard today.
And I'm Rebecca, and I'm the owner and operator of our not cold and clammy, but rainy downtown Brevard, North Carolina. And I'm looking at, I think, I'm gonna move this a little. Playing with our new, well, it's not so new anymore, microphone. It still feels new. I'm convinced that, okay, total aside, I'm convinced that this microphone does not stop the computer from recording. I think they're both recording, which is a little weird because when I'm up close to it, this is, in case you're interested, when I'm up close to it, my voice is really loud with the computer. But this helps. Because when we were just recording on the computer, everyone was like, I can't hear you. So, I don't know, it's a weird, whatever. Anyway.
Electronics, I try and stay away from them.
I have a rudimentary understanding, which is not much, but we're trying. So, if I had stuck with, I have a rudimentary level of understanding this and just been like, I don't know, we never would have started this podcast. So, all right, so hi. Squirrel. That's not a thing.
No.
For us?
No.
Nothing. Okay. So you see what happened was, I started on my Odyssey to make, and it's all stuck in the ends that need to get woven in. My Wakanda Forever, that's why, sorry. Ooh, ugh. My Wakanda Forever scarf, which look, I'm almost at the end of. And see, it goes like this, and this, and this, and this is like halfway, and this, and this, and this.
It's the infinity cowl that never ends,
yes.
Literally.
And when I sew it together, it will never end. It will keep going and going and going. Yay! And but I'm almost at the end of it. And it was inspired by the sad passing of Chadwick Boseman. I started a week and a half ago, that means, and that I'm almost done with it shows the dedication when you work on one project. To my point.
She's been a single project knitter for a whole week and a half.
It's been weird. It's been really weird. Although, can't wait to talk about this maybe tomorrow. It feels so wonderful. I want to make a sweater out of this. This is not what we're advertising today, though. This is Lorna's Lace's Zombie Apocalypse 2020, this stuff up top here, which we've advertised before.
Lorna's Lace's worsted weight.
It's so squishy and wonderful. I need to make like something big out of this, but then we wouldn't have any to sell to you.
Out of worsted weight, and I'm doing a papillon out of that very same colorway that you're holding.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty knit up, so pretty. Oh my gosh. Anyway, not what we're advertising today, because I had half of this was a personal project. And then people started asking about kits. And no one may actually want to buy a kit, but I suddenly said, I need to make some kits for this. And the only overlapping yarn I have between the original Nakia Infinity scarf and mine is Noro Silk Garden. This patch in here. It's not the same colorway as what was used in the movie. I don't know if that colorway exists anymore. I didn't look up a specific one, but a lot of the yarns, at least one of the yarns used in that scarf, not Noro Silk Garden, has been discontinued.
And Noro is notorious for, hey, I don't like this color anymore, and it's gone
Like
forever.
we have one here, and they're numbered based on when he creates them. It's a Japanese designer when he creates them. So we have one here that's called colorway 8. But that's an anomaly. Like the next number is in the 100s or 200s. And some colors, like there's a different Noro yarn that colorway number 1 was my absolute favorite, and it's gone. I'm very sad about that. But so I decided I needed more of this colorway, which is the one I used for my kit, in case anyone wants to replicate what I did. And of course, while I was online, I said, let's get some other colors.
Our numbers went up to 450 something.
Huh?
Didn't our numbers go up to 450 something?
What numbers are we talking about?
For
Oh. I was like, we don't have
not that we have
colors of Noro. What?
But like hit or miss through.
There's a 500.
There's a I'm looking at a 500 right here.
That's right.
I was like, oh,
yeah, 511. So some of these colors were and we've got the new ones. These are old ones we've had on our shelves that I was hoping would be on camera, and they're so not on camera. You push everything. There we go. Look at that. Okay. And then I've got some nicer looking ones back here. But I'm probably gonna try to pull together some kits, but I figured today would be a good day to just tell you about Noro Silk Garden. It's one of the classic Noro yarns that has existed since Noro kind of came on the scene of being a yarn company or a novel, fun, awesome yarn. They have so many different varieties of yarn now, and different fiber contents, different thicknesses. We've advertised some here before. We've got a bunch online. But Silk Garden really is a classic from Noro. And so we're going to talk about Noro Silk Garden and the Silk Garden Solos that are over on Liz's side.
Silk Garden Solos, I think, are newer.
They're newer. They're much newer.
They're solid.
Yeah.
To pair with
they're heathery, flecky.
Yeah.
Yes. But here's the thing. So when I held this up, like repeating colorways, but color changing yarns gives you a very stripy look. This is classic Noro. And depending on how wide, this is 84 stitches wide, long from my chin down, or narrow you knit it, you will have thicker or thinner stripes. And that is also very classically Noro. Is like we showed the Nishiki off the other day in these twists, and that knits up the same way with stripes. But Noro's known for their vibrant colors, or they're just amazing color combinations.
I instead of doing horizontal or vertical stripes with Noro, I like doing triangle shells, because then you have the diagonal stripes,
or you have things color change, like the width of the stripe changes, or So anyway, I digress. Right. The color that I used for my guy is color number 211, and I'm trying to look through the stack here. 252. I think I pulled out the 211. This is the 211. This is how it looks in the skein. And skein to skein, they can look really different. Sometimes they will have the same color on the outside, and sometimes they won't. You really have to look at the label.
When we rebuild the bin with it, I have to read every number, because when you're like, ooh, these two colors are the same. No.
So this one, what I liked about 211 is the teal, and this has some of the colors in it. I'm not even in the center seeing the teal. This one, like, it's about to turn teal way in there. And this one has some of the hot pink. This one might not even get to the teal either. It really depends. If you want, sometimes you have to pick and choose, which makes it hard when you're buying online. But we can try to do the best we can for you. It took 4 skeins. They're 50-gram skeins. It took 4 of them. I have a little bit left, but this was used in 2 places. Down here, and a really big chunk right here. 4 skeins. A little left over, but really tapped into every skein.
When you say little left over, it's literally just
it's this and another little
tiny little bit. I mean,
little bit, yeah. But that's basically it. So, but they're wonderful. So let's get into the specifics. Okay. So this is fun. Old color number 8, classic, one that just arrived. First of all, this one's seen better days, right? But it's gonna knit up the same. This is lot Y. They have letter numbers. They're back to lot A in the new one that just came. And these kind of look similar, but they might look a little different. This had 2 different lots in it. It had C and F, and the ones that just arrived for 211 are lot I. Anyway, do you want to read stats?
I can read stats.
Okay.
It is 45% silk, 45% mohair, and 10% wool.
Mm-hmm.
They come in 50-gram balls, and that'll give you 100 meters of yarn.
They do meters. You got to translate to yards. That's about 110 yards at about 10%.
Yeah. They're recommending a 4.5 to 5 millimeter needle, or a US 7 to 8.
The 8 to 10, there's all these numbers on the Noro labels that are a little wonky because they're dealing with European or other systems. I think the 8 to 10 might be the Japanese numbers for needles, but in the US it's a US 7 to an 8. Anyway, these are all hand washed.
Lay flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, of the Noros, I would say sometimes people think Noro's kind of scratchy, and that's because it's considered like under processed. The silk and the mohair is going to make this smoother and softer than a lot of Noros. But part of why some people find Noro a little scratchy, they either love or hate it. I find most people is you'll come across little twigs and stuff in it once in a while from that under processed.
It is a single ply with a looser twist. Like, it's not a very tight
Take
twist.
a look at that. Yep.
So if you're sewing with it, a lot of times, like knitting or crocheting with it, it'll be fine. But if you're sewing and pull too hard, sometimes it'll pull.
And it's got a little bit of a thin, thick quality to it. I don't know if you saw in that close-up I just made. So these are all the same colorway, number 8. But you can see they, like, if you look at them this way, you might be able to tell. But sometimes just looking at the outside, you'll be like, what?
What's the price? Because the one that I have,
$12.95.
$12.95
for a 50-gram skein. Anyway, so that's color number 8. That one I got because it's pretty and like bright.
This is new. It's 513.
It's really
hot pinks and teals and little bits of gray, and it's actually
gonna be so pretty.
Really pretty.
Yeah. This one I got a ton of because I'm thinking this would be like the Nikia's shawl online has a lot of browns and greens and blues, and this is a bright blue versus the softer blue that is in hers. But this was, and there's some lighter blue right there. This is as close as I could find to the one in the pattern. It's number 511, so it's a new one. It's, you know, got some earthy tones in it. And that bright blue, like
it's almost a neon bright blue,
neon royal blue. It's really cool. Let's see. Like I said, the 211. So 211. Nope. So this is the one I use, dark and broody, but also bright and neon. I got a neutral. I figured everybody needs a neutral. My pandemic sweater, my COVID cardigan, this is a different Noro yarn in neutrals. It's gorgeous in neutrals too. This is not the same as this, but this is the closest one I could find in Silk Garden with, again, silk and mohair, a little bit of wool. And this is color number 267. It really is grays and browns and a little ecru. So, and then of course, this was interesting to me. Nope, that's a different one. Okay. I bought this one thinking that this would be great, like Wakanda Black Panther colors. Because online it looked all purple and black. There's a little bit of like hot pink in it too. And blues. Gorgeous. And lighter grays. Gorgeous. It all depends on if you want some hot pink in your version of the Wakanda Forever, or if you want to do a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. This is, you know, going to be pretty cool. You can manipulate the color and pull out the sections you don't like, but then you're kind of wasting some yarn. So
then you probably need 5 instead of 4.
Yeah, this is $3.95. Yeah, some of these are so close. I'm like, what? Oh, this one I pulled out a bunch because they're all like this and this and this And this, they're all the same colorway.
Yeah.
What?
And I actually like that with that dark, and then it goes to a
grays,
gray
black,
teal.
like a dark blue teal.
Yeah.
And a bright yellow.
Green.
Green.
Grello. Almost a grello.
It's really not yellow. I don't know why my words went there. There's hints of yellow in the green. This is colorway 252. So all of these, I might be pulling together 1 or 2 kits for the Wakanda Forever. That's what I'm calling it. It's Nakia's Infinity Scarf. But I also wanted you to be able to make it for whatever you want to make it, right? Color 8, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to use color 8 in one of those kits. It's just a beautiful color. Vibrant, wonderful. Wow, blues and teals and greens. Yes.
It would make a very poppin' infinity scarf.
And I asked Liz to pull out some other colors that we've had on the shelves for a while. This one's got some lighter, warmer colors going on. It's 408. All of these probably have an actual Japanese name as well, but we haven't kept track of that because it's not written on the label. This one has some browns and blues and a little bit of yellows in it. It's 458. 451 has more fall tones, like think changing leaves. 471, there's a Noro magazine. Noro has wonderful patterns in their magazine. Some are super elaborate. There was a sweater made out of this. It's light grays and
blues.
What color would you call that?
It's an interesting blue.
It's like a slate blue teal.
Yeah.
And some purples in there. This one's 471. I already said that, but I'm saying it again. 418 is really close to 408, but there's some brighter reds and greens in there. And 459 has some of those. Look, it looks like yarn barf. It has almost pastel-y colors in it.
Yeah.
And it's going blah. Anyway. I think according to my calculations, I have 21 colors of Noro Silk Garden because you can never have enough. It's like the Lay's potato chips because they're all so unique and some are close to each other.
Yeah, you can have some that are so close and there's 1 or 2 colors in it that just change it completely.
So I will do my best to figure out how to take pictures of this sometime today. 21 means I have a limit of 12 photos that can go on the online website. So we have to figure out, how many we can put in each picture and still show you all the colors of the yarn. So, Knitting Fever has swatches online if you want to go to their website, but they're these long panels of how it knits up because that's the only way to show it. And that won't work on my website. It'll cut it down to like a little piece of it and it'll be really annoying. So we'll do the best we can. People who are used to working with Silk Garden will know what they're looking at, and people who haven't, take the plunge. It'll be really fun. So we should say that this, did we say what weight this is? I would qualify this as like a light worsted.
A light worsted.
Maybe it could work for a DK. 200
meters for 100 grams. So it's a lighter end of worsted.
Yeah. So, and again,
Heavy
that thin
DK.
thick quality. If you look on Ravelry, they will classify yarns. They classify Noro according to its thickest chunks. So they probably call this a worsted. It's a little thinner than Tayo and some of the others and Kurion, but the thicker chunks would probably be considered a worsted. It'll have some thinner quality sections to it, but not as thin as like my Sugar Bush Motley. My Sugar Bush Motley has really thin parts of it, not so much. Solos.
I said, well, if we're doing Silk Garden, we need to pull out the solos because they're cool. And
Liz, bam.
Talk about they did patterns too that mix the solos in with some of their yarns so that you could have solid bits. Rebecca, real quick side note, did you want to do that?
I know we have a couple things. I don't know what colors those are.
I don't either, but
we got 2 things. You want to do both?
Yeah. It's ideas. Rebecca made the cutest gnome in the whole wide world. It is the Here We Gnome Again out of Noro Solos. So, back, you know what? He needs a happy place right there. So, she used solo number 21.
This is going to be distracting, so I'm going to move it to a
And used, or this one is Cabernet and Orchid. She used those two for.
They're cute because they're solids, but they have this rustic, flecky quality to them.
Yeah, I don't even know if they can in the camera if it picks up
that when you get that close.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah, it picks up. It's got little pops of lots of different. This one
that looks like birthday cake confetti to me.
Yeah,
with a gray tone to it.
It says solo number 1, natural, soft brown, and pink, but it looks like birthday cake with the confetti in it. This one is one of my favorites. It's indigo.
It's like tealy. It's that tealy blue that's in this one.
Yeah. And then we have
a really nice green.
A really Kimitsu.
It's kind of like
Solo
the
63.
The sea glass green that's behind us. Royal. That's a nice royal blue. We got
olive green.
Olive drab. You gotta love olive.
Gotta love it. Granite. Everybody needs a nice off black. Beehive. It is a gorgeous golden yellow. It's like one of the in yellow. Honestly, color.
You know, like a hotel of bees out of
bees would be
with a bigger hook because this is bigger yarn. Oh my gosh, that would be really cool.
This
we might put together some hotel of bees kits. What?
This is basically what Rebecca did for her hotel of bees. In
different yarn.
Yeah. And it would probably require 2 of We'd have to do some calculations on yardage. But see, this is in a different yarn, but it would look really bigger
fantastic
hook
in that.
Bigger yarn.
More yarn.
Little bit, yeah, it'll take a little more, but it would look fantastic.
If you're interested.
Almost a winter weight.
We've had a bunch of people already buy the Hotel of Bees kits. If you're interested in trying it a different way, or if you're like, ooh, I would make it out of that, contact us.
Violet.
That's a really nice, intense purple.
And geranium. It's a very vibrant pink.
It's like a rosy pink.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. So to not be distracting, we have a few pieces by Astrid Loveland, who is a master knitter who lent us some things. Shout out to Astrid. This one, these are both, by the way, in like books. We don't have the pattern for them. I cannot be clear enough about this. The things that Astrid has lent us, we do not have the patterns for. We can try to tell you where to get them. Intarsia lace scarf. I just had a moment of like, that's not it. Yes, it is. Intarsia lace scarf. This took 3 skeins of the same colorway. Let me show it a little closer. It's the same colorway, so 3 different skeins. And Intarsia means you knit across, you switch balls, knit across, switch balls, knit across. So you're knitting with all 3 balls at the same time. You do not sew this together when you're done. You do it, you keep changing balls as you go. Really fun, little bit of a challenge, gorgeous. I mean, like, look at, she might have like, I think, honestly, if I remember correctly, that's not the same as the rest of the colors. She may have used some scraps from some other yarns. I'm not sure. If she watches this, she'll tell me. So that's one thing that she's lent us, made with Silk Garden. If you come to shop on Tuesdays or Thursdays, ask us to touch and feel these.
They're great examples of what the yarn does, yes, even though we can't get the patterns.
This, I happen to know, is in a book, and it's gorgeous. And I'm not going to open up the whole thing. Lady Eleanor Entrelac Stole. So Intarsia is where you switch yarns as you go to link them together, different color blocks. This is entrelac. This is actually, you're working a block at a time, but you build it and you build down. Entrelac's a really cool technique. It's very hard to describe with just words. It looks woven when you're done.
And it does require blocking.
But this is a couple different colors of Noro Silk Garden. But it looks like it changed, like every single block is done in a different color. It's not. It's that the color changes as you go across the row.
I want to say it took 11 balls.
We have about 10 skeins written on here.
Yeah. and one of the knitters got the book and made it, and we've seen it blocked and unblocked, and it
entrelac unblocked, yes, is a little bit bumpy and puckery, and blocking helps spring.
She was like, I don't know what I did, and we're like, block it. And
it.
she did, and it came out looking just like that.
So I mean, you can even see up in here the color shifting. Like these blocks, as I'm trying to look in there, are done with the same color, like across a row, and then you go back across. You pick up stitches and you do decreases, and you pick up stitches, and it's a cool effect. So, but this is in, I don't know if it says in here, published in an ebook scarf style. I think you can get the actual book, but there's an ebook scarf style that this is in, the pattern. So again, shout out to Astrid. I would love to make something like that. Haven't found the time. So, so that's Noro Silk Garden. I mean, it's amazing stuff. And again, I know people who love Noro. I know people who are like, I'm good. But we want to offer it to y'all. So I'll try to figure out a way to get it online for you in some reasonable format. We have a gadget, and you can start talking about it while I take a look at
we had to start opening it up, otherwise no one would get
well, we're gonna unbox it right now. Shout out to Jessica. She said, hey, have you seen these? Can you get them? And I said, I have. I wasn't gonna get them. And she said, you should get them. They're so cool.
They are the Yarnit, a protective portable home for yarn and accessories. Crystal clear globe secures yarn balls easily with convenient hinge lid and lock closure. The yarn channel that allows you to smoothly feed from either the globe side or slide with even tension and no tangling. Got a daisy hole, holds needles to protect points and keep stitches secure. Non-slip base, shoulder strap. It's like the coolest.
So this is totally new to us. So we're learning how to use it as we, show it to you all. So we're not
so the base is non-slick. It has a hard time scooting across the table. The open close button, open it.
Is there an actual button to push, or does it? Oh, I see. See where her fingers move? Yeah, that's cool.
So faux yarn ball. Do we have an actual? Oh, I have an actual yarn ball.
I was like, we need to test this, man. Is it
locked it in there?
Is it
the channel? So
there's also a hole over here if you don't want to put it through the top.
Yep. And then
you can pull out the side.
There's a little.
But wait, there's more.
You could store like stitch markers and stuff in there.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the shoulder strappy thing, which I did not. Oops. It says you can. Oh, there's a little notch. We're probably going to do this all wrong, but
we're learning.
We're learning. So shoulder strap. So
oh, that's cool.
You could carry your yarn.
She likes to go mall walking.
I walk and knit. So this is the coolest thing ever.
Did we talk about how you put notions in the
bottom? You
can
put notions in the bottom.
And stick that back on.
Stick that back on.
And carry back. Carry them with you. Ah!
So a long time ago, Lantern Moon, who is no longer in business, had knit out boxes to keep your yarn safe from cats.
And they were squishy. They were fabric rather than this. But this is
This is kind of the plastic version of the same thing.
I might need one of these to and I'm guessing if you have straight needles, they're saying you can keep your needles in that top part.
Well, and there's 2 holes here, so you could stick.
Oh, maybe that's for
that way, or So
we're still experimenting with that.
It is so cool.
I'm looking at what I paid and what I'd like you all to pay, and I'm thinking about it, and hang on. I'm gonna say these are gonna be $36.95. So Liz remembers.
$36.95.
$36.95. Write that down. Okay. So really functional, really awesome. Our regular yarn bowls, this one's $34.95. Fancier wood, heavier. I could feel the weight difference here. $43.95. So $36.95 for this guy. Yeah. And if we get them up on our website for September, you can save 10% with the first Moversary code. So anyway, she's having fun with that. I can't remember when we started today. I think we're probably good right now. I think we started around 9:30.
Yeah.
So, you're trying the side of it?
I'm trying the side of it because, like, you can pull it through the top, or you could pull it through the side. It won't lock it in place. Like, I was wondering if it won't lock it.
Because we have a plastic yarn bowl where if you feed it through the side hole, it's
in there forever.
But this, if you open it up, you can get it back out again because the hole is right where the seal is. So that's
cool. It is. I mean, yarn.
This side hole goes up to the top.
Yeah.
So you can go. That's ooh. Can I see for a second? Okay. So I like the other side as I try not to. We can see if I can break it. If we put it in this side, you have the option of pulling from below or moving it to the top and moving back and forth while it's still closed, which is neat. Either way, it's going to work.
Well, and really cool. Even if you didn't use it you could hang it wherever away from stuff, pets, kids, you could hang it up out of the way of life. And so anyway, it's such a cool toy.
It's very cool.
I think I'm going to need to get one.
Yeah, I think I only got about 5. But if there's interest, since we both want one, we'll order more. And I think Jessica might want one. I can always order more because since they were in stock, I'm sure we can get more. So let us know if you find this exciting. And if they're out of stock, contact us. And we'll try to get more, and especially before the end of September, so you can still save that 10%. So, yeah, so shop business, to make sure I knock off my list before we say goodbye. I have a lesson coming at 10:30. So this Saturday is local yarn store day. And usually on local yarn store day, we have sales and we get lots of people through and we give them free patterns when they buy yarn. And it is the time of COVID and we are not doing that. We had people yesterday who came up to the shop who, we might talk more about this tomorrow, who were annoyed because we're a tourist town and why aren't we letting people in? And that's just not what we're doing. Sorry. And again, Saturday, we're not going to be open. Sorry.
Well, and
we're not open on the weekends right now because downtown is a little great for the tourist industry right now, but a little scary. Yesterday
was way more people than we've seen most of the summer.
And I heard that Labor Day weekend, which we were not here for, was crazy busy downtown because we're a mountain town where you can go hike, and that's considered safer to do right now. But then it means you have a large number of people downtown. And coming into the shops, it puts all of us, I think, at risk. We might all be fine, but not what we're doing right now. Anyway, long story long, we are not going to be open on local yarn store day. Instead, what we're going to do is have a knit along from my house. So join in on Facebook. Join in. It'll be Facebook Live event. It'll be a Zoom event using the same code as our Knit Nights, which is our shop phone number to join. I'll try to make sure the code is everywhere for people who want to join and come hang out with us.
It's a recap of our Knit in Public Day. And then once a month, we've been doing Saturday knit afternoons. And so for local yarn shop day, we can all get together and knit.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe I can come up with some kind of special that if you chime in and watch, you can get some extra discounts on stuff. I'm just now on the spot thinking that might be fun and cool, and Liz is going, oh crap. So I haven't figured that out yet.
I'm just along
Stay
for the
tuned.
ride. She'll probably tell me, you know,
If
Saturday
you watch,
when she mentions it.
If you join us, you may get a code for the online shop that gets you more than 10%. It'll probably be a limited time opportunity, but we'll try to make it work for you because local yarn store day. We got to have fun with it. Anyway, the other thing I want to say before we leave is Dear Becky and Lizzie is on the horizon for tomorrow. We have 2 letters because one apparently got delivered to the gem mine next door. And so hopefully it's in a beautiful envelope with clouds on it. It's very pretty. So if that was yours and you're saying, why haven't you answered my letter yet? It's because we didn't get it. And we just got it yesterday. So we'll answer it tomorrow. The address to write us for Dear Becky and Lizzie in the vein of Dear Abby, but knit crochet wise. Other advice, personal issues, other things I'm not so sure we can address properly would be Dear Becky and Lizzie, Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712. She's watching me to make sure I get it right.
Or email me if you're like, hey, I want to get a question in for tomorrow, at liz@sundragonartandfiber.com. And I want to clarify that the address was correct on the letter that was sent. Mm-hmm. Occasionally we have fill-in mail deliver people. And because
this is a new building,
because we don't have an actual mailbox. Also, if we're not here,
problems.
Some of them are like, well, it must be, or
if they're not, the number's on our door, but we're this nestled in building on the plaza between 2 major buildings. And if it's someone who doesn't know we exist, because we're only a year old in terms of being a physical address, our mail gets delivered next door. Or it gets stuck with the other letters. I don't know. Anyway, eventually,
it's a weird.
When we've been here 10 years, place. That might get solved.
I doubt
it. You know. Okay. All right, y'all have a good Wednesday.
Stay tuned for Adventures with Liz and Rebecca and Becky and Lizzie tomorrow.
So much fun stuff.
So much stuff.
Maybe I'll get this done and blocked. Maybe I won't.
I'm not Stay sure tuned. What I'm doing tomorrow.
I might get back to some other work on the morning meditation tomorrow. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Exciting. Bye, everybody. Stay safe.
Have a great day.
Subscribe, like, all that, you know the Jim Jam rigmarole stuff. So have a good one.
I keep waiting.